I'm going to be showing you how to get all the collectibles in the Swamp Hub World area within LEGO DC Supervillains. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start things off with a side quest. This one's called Humpty Doomty. It's going to be located right here at the entrance of the swamp if you're coming from East Gotham. So you're going to fly up here to this ledge, and Chang is going to be waiting for you. At least I think that's how you pronounce his name. So we're going to talk to him to activate this quest. And he's going to want us to gather several different pieces for his Doomsday device, I believe. And all of these pieces are going to be located in the swamp area, which is nice, so you don't have to go around the entire open world looking for these. And so there's going to be 5 of them in total. They're all on the left side of the screen there. And the game points you to where they're all at, so you don't really have to pull out the map to find these things. The purple indicator is going to point you to where the next piece is. So the first 3 pieces are all in this same area, kind of at the bottom level of the swamp. We're just going to destroy all of those Lego objects. That'll knock out 3 out of 5. Now we're going to fly over here. Under this little bridge area, there's a chicken pen that you can destroy, and that'll be 4 out of 5. So now we just need one more component, which is like some sort of computer circuit or motherboard. But up here on the top of Belle Reve prison, we can destroy that, and that'll give us the final piece that we need. So with all 5 pieces, we're going to fly back over to Chang and talk to him, and that'll pretty much wrap up this quest. So we do have to deposit those pieces into this machine. Just wait a few seconds for those blue lights to turn on, and then out of the machine, there's going to be like a mini version of Chang. So we're going to talk to him for a little bit more, and then you will unlock Chang as a playable character. Next, we're going to do a race. This one's called Snap, Growl, and Go, and it's going to be located right here at the entrance of the swamp. This one's going to be on the ground level where this toxic waste is. And so to start this race, you actually need to be riding on top of an alligator, which should be found nearby. So we're going to hop on top of him to start this race. So you need to complete it within 2 minutes. You have to go through 20 different rings, and it's kind of a unique race here. This is the only one in the game where you have to ride on top of an animal to complete it, I believe. And so we have to go through all these different swampy areas and just run through all these different checkpoint marker rings. This might be my one of my favorite races in the game just because it's so unique. You know, usually you're just racing by flying around with a flying character or driving a vehicle, but no, this one you actually get to ride on top of an alligator. Or is it a crocodile? Someone let me know. Is there a difference between a Lego alligator and a Lego crocodile? I kind of doubt it, but we're going to keep going through all these rings. We're almost through them all. And as long as you don't make any major mistakes, you should be able to easily do this within the 2-minute time limit. I did it in about 1:21, and you will unlock Killer Croc's Battle Chomper. Moving on to a gold brick. This one's called Bug Buzzer. It's going to be located right here on the left side of the swamp near the entrance. And so for this one, we're going to fly over here to this little house where this guy lives on the swamp. And so we're going to talk to him, and there's going to be this little cutscene where he starts talking to you. And basically what you have to do for this one is go around to a few different dig spots. So make sure to switch over to a digging character like Cheetah. And just to the left of where this guy lives, you can dig up this spot, and that's going to give you one of a few different pieces for his bug zapper that he's trying to repair here. So the first one's right there. Now we're going to move back towards his hut, and out here towards the bridge is going to be the next dig spot. So we're going to dig this up, and that'll give us another one of the 3 pieces that he needs. And after you get each piece, he will talk to you to kind of show that you're doing the right thing, you're on the right track. And the game does point you to the direction of the next dig spot. So over here to the right of his house here is going to be the next dig spot. So we're going to dig that up and get the final piece for his bug zapper. So now we're going to return to him, and he's going to turn it on, and then some bugs are going to come up, and it's going to zap into a gold brick. So now we'll be able to collect the gold brick for Bug Buzzer. Next up, we have another gold brick, and this one's called Hungry Crocodiles. This one's going to be found near the front entrance of the swamp. And so for this one, we're going to talk to this guy that lives in the swamp, and he's going to tell us to use this barrel that shoots out swamp meat to shoot at these crocodiles around his house. And this one also counts towards the Game Guru challenge. So there's 15 open world challenges in this game, and the Game Guru one requires you to go around the open world and complete several different mini games. And yeah, this counts as one of the mini games. So all you have to do for this one is hop on this barrel and just shoot 10 different crocodiles with this gun. And once you shoot all 10, the man that lives at the hut will start talking to you, and that'll complete the side quest. Then you can walk up to him and grab the gold brick for Hungry Crocodiles. Now we're going to tackle another gold brick. This one's called Lost Gorilla Ruins, and this one's going to be located more on the north side of the swamp. And for this one, we're going to fly over here to this area, and there's going to be a wall in our way. And so to get past that wall, we have to switch to a big fig or any sort of strong character like Wonder Woman or Superman. Pick up this Lego object. You don't really have to throw it at the wall because underneath the Lego object that we just picked up is going to be a dig spot. So now we're going to switch to a digging character like the cheetah. And so we're going to dig this up. That's going to give you some buildable Lego objects. And that's going to build into a Green Lantern panel. So you can switch over to Green Lantern, or in this case, I'm going to use Sinestro. And so we're going to hold the B or circle button on that, and that's going to build this little hammer that's going to take down the wall, giving you access to the gold brick for Lost Gorilla Ruins. Next up, we have another gold brick. This one's called Hall of Gloom, and as the name sounds, this one's actually going to be found in the Hall of Doom, which is a separate area within the swamp. So we're going to fly over here, and there's the entrance to the Hall of Doom. We're going to walk inside, and there's going to be a brief cutscene that sort of sets up the puzzle for this gold brick. So there's a few different objectives we have to do. So first off, over here on the right side, there's going to be one of these detective mode areas. So we're going to switch over to Batman, use his detective vision to reveal this steering wheel. We're going to spin that, and it's going to like drain the hot tub and then refill it with like this purple water. I have no idea what happened there. So we're going to do that, but that's the first objective. Next up, we're going to head up this elevator. So we're going to hit the elevator button, hop on the little pressure pad on the ground. It's going to raise you up here to the next level. And over here on the right side is going to be a graffiti wall. So we're going to switch over to a character that can use graffiti like the Joker, Harley Quinn, Two-Face, anybody like that. So we're going to destroy that wall, and inside is going to be an electrical panel. So we're going to switch over to a character that can charge those up like Livewire. And so we're going to charge up that panel, and that's going to connect over to a techno panel. So now we need a tech savvy character, and luckily Livewire is tech savvy as well. So we're going to hit the arrow keys as it shows on the techno panel there. And once you do that, it'll reveal this Gorilla Grodd wanted sign. And so next up, over here on the left side, there's going to be some poison ivy toxic waste here. So we're going to switch over to her, then use her plant controlling abilities to pull back some of the branches on this giant plant, revealing some silver Lego objects in the middle. So once those have been revealed, we're going to switch over to a character that can destroy those, like the Joker or Batman, and that's going to put a stop to that giant plant in the middle. And so once we've destroyed that, we're going to continue over here to the left side, and there's going to be another techno panel that we need to power up. And so there's going to be a weak wall that we need a few henchmen to help us with. So we're going to recruit these two nearby Joker henchmen using the Joker, and then use all three of them to pull down this weak wall, revealing another electrical panel. So we're going to switch back over to Livewire, charge that up, and that'll charge up this other techno panel. And again, we can just keep playing as Livewire because she can handle those as well. It's going to give us a few different arrow keys to press in the correct sequence. And once you do that, that's going to reveal another Gorilla Grodd wanted poster. And once you do all of those things, the henchman will drop a gold brick. So all you have to do is hop down, walk over here to the right side where the hot tub is, and grab the gold brick for Hall of Gloom. Moving on to the next gold brick. This one's called the Golden Frog, and it's going to be located more on the north side of the swamp, sort of behind the Hall of Doom area. So we're going to fly up here, and there's going to be several different pedestals all in a circle. And so what we have to do here is find 6 different green frogs around the area, and after you attack each one, they will appear on each of these different pedestals. So the first one's there in the middle of all the pedestals. That one's easy. The next one's going to be there just behind them, so that's 2 out of 6. And so now we're going to head through this little area here, and the third one's going to be there on the right, and just to the left is going to be the 4th one, so that just leaves 2 more. And back here where all of these mushrooms are, on top of them, is going to be number 5 out of 6, and the 6th one is a little tricky. It's going to be over here on this massive tree branch, and so after we destroy all 6 of those, they'll all jump into the middle and form a gold brick for whatever reason. So we can just fly on over there and grab the gold brick for the Golden Frog. The next gold brick is called Pipe Dream, and this one's going to be located on the eastern side of the swamp, right next to the Belle Reve prison, and this is probably the easiest gold brick in this entire area. So there's going to be this giant pipe with a grapple hook point on it, so we can just pull on that using a character like Wonder Woman, Batman, Joker, anybody like that, and out of the pipe is going to come the gold brick for Pipe Dream, so you can just walk over and grab it. Moving right along to another gold brick. This one's called Belle Reve Boogie. This one's going to be located on the rooftop of the Belle Reve prison. And so we're going to use a flying character to get up here. And the game's actually going to be pointing you to this basketball court, but there's not going to be anything we can do here just yet. So you might notice a nearby weak wall with a few different grapple hook points on it. So we're going to switch over to the Joker and recruit a couple different prisoners to pull on those for us. So the first one's going to be there just to the left of the weak wall, and then the next henchman is going to be there next to that tree. So once you've recruited those two guys, you can now pull on this weak wall using all of your different grappling hooks. And behind it is going to be an electrical panel. So we're going to switch over to live wire, charge that up, and that's actually going to charge up this dance floor in the middle of the basketball court. So that's where the objective marker was originally pointing you. So we have to do this little dance off with these prisoners. So we're going to move on over there. We're going to switch over to the flash just so we can get over there a little bit faster. And so you just have to tap the B or circle button to start this dance off. And there's going to be this little mini game where you have to flick the control stick in different directions as well as hit different buttons right as they cross that circle in the middle of the screen. And once you do that for a little bit, you will complete the dance off. There's going to be some talking here. Then the gold brick will spawn. There's security that comes out, and you will have the gold brick for Belle, Reve, Boogie. Next up, we have yet another gold brick. This one's called Belle, Reve, and the Beast. And this one's going to be located inside of the Belle, Reve prison. So to get in there, just head over here to the front entrance. And there's going to be this yellow wheel that we can spin. So we're going to spin that and just wait a few seconds. That'll open up the front entrance to the prison. And now that we're in here, there's going to be a brief cutscene kind of showing you what you have to do here. So ultimately, we're trying to get to this gold brick in the top left corner of the room. There's just going to be a whole bunch of steps to get there. So I'm going to break them all down here. So first off, it's going to be a gold Lego object. We're going to melt that down using a character like Heatwave or Superman. And behind it, there's going to be one of these Mirror Master portals. So we're going to switch over to Mirror Master. He's very important for this one. Shoot that side. That'll open up one end of the portal. Then over here on the left side, past this toxic waste, is going to be the next end of the portal behind this prison cell. So we're going to shoot that, and that's going to open up this portal, allowing the prisoner to jump through it, and then he's free. So basically, we're trying to free a couple different prisoners here that we can then recruit to pull on some grapple hook points. So that's going to be the first of a few different prisoners. And so now the next one's going to be over here on the second floor. So we're going to walk up this ladder. And over here on the left behind this jail cell door is going to be the next portal. So we're just going to shoot that, because you can always shoot through these walls that you can see through with the Mirror Master gun. And so what this is going to allow the prisoner behind this jail cell to escape as well. So we're going to shoot the jail cell that he's in, then shoot the one below it, and so then he can go through the same portal that the first prisoner went through. And so now that we've rescued the first two prisoners, we can now switch over to a character like the Joker and pull on these three different grapple hook points here with Joker and his two henchmen. That's going to give you a buildable bridge. And so now that this bridge has been built, we can walk across it with all of our NPC characters, and there's going to be another grapple hook point we can pull on. So again, just recruit these guys again if they stop following you. And so we're going to start pulling on this wall, and behind it is going to be one of these little hatches that your Joker teeth can go through. So we're going to send the Joker teeth through it, blow up that silver Lego object, and that's going to lower this elevator. So we are almost done here. And so we're just going to walk through this acid using a character like the Joker, or you could just fly over it or jump over it. I don't think it hurts you too much. Ride this elevator up, and over here on the left side, we will finally be able to grab the gold brick for Belle, Reve, and the Beast. This next gold brick is called Belle, Reve, Breakout, and this one's going to be located just outside of the Belle, Reve prison, outside by the front entrance. And so once you arrive here, what we're going to have to do is ultimately hypnotize this security guard in order to get the gold brick. So to do that, we need to be playing as Poison Ivy. So there's going to be this Poison Ivy canister, and so what that means is we have to deposit 3 different flowers into the canister in order to form the concoction that's going to hypnotize the security guard. So the first one is going to be a yellow flower. It's going to be just outside of the front entrance. I'm not sure if these are randomized, like the locations of all of them, but they're all going to be located in this general kind of front entrance area of the prison. So we went ahead and deposited the first one. Over here in the back left is going to be the blue flower. You can see this Lego debris here is kind of being highlighted, so I destroy it, but that one doesn't actually give me a flower. So that's why I'm thinking this might be randomized, but you'll have to let me know in the comments. So that's 2 out of 3, and then the third one's going to be all the way back here behind this truck. So we're going to destroy that, and that's going to be the red flower. So now we're going to go ahead and deposit that into the canister, and now we have our concoction. So then this little door is going to open up here once we walk up to it. So once we walk up, we're going to hold the B button or circle button, depending on what console you're playing on. That's going to open up the front gates of the prison. And just wait a few seconds for him to stop talking, and then he will give you the gold brick for Belle, Reve, Breakout. Next, we're finally taking a break from the gold bricks, moving on to another side quest. This one's called Discomfort Blanket, and it's going to be located near the front entrance of the swamp if you're coming from East Gotham. And so right here is going to be Parasite waiting for us. So we're going to talk to him to activate this side quest. And basically what we have to do here is escort him back over to the Belle Reve prison because he wants to break back in to get his blanket. And so the catch with this one, though, is that every now and then there's going to be some security officers that try to stop us, so we just have to take them out. And then Parasite will continue moving on towards the prison. So we're going to keep following him. And he goes pretty fast, but then once we reach some enemies, he will stop, so we're going to have to take them out. These are like SWAT guys, too. These are armored, heavily armored enemies, so might take a few hits to take them out, but shouldn't cause you too much issue. And so once we take care of all of them, Parasite's going to continue moving to the prison. We are almost there. I think there's going to be one more wave here. Yeah, this is the final wave, so we got a few different SWAT officers. Take them out really quickly. Parasite will start talking to you again, and then you will unlock Parasite as a playable character. This next side quest is called Scarts and Crafts, and it's going to be located on the left side of the swamp near the front entrance. And this one has us doing a quest for Scarface. He's going to be found here by the docks. So we're going to wave our Lego hand in front of him to activate this side quest. So this quest involves us finding different pieces in order to repair Scarface, even though he doesn't look all that damaged. And so what we have to do is find 12 different pieces, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not too many because they're all scattered across 3 different areas, so there's not 12 different places you have to find them. There's going to be 4 in each of these 3 different locations, all of which are in East Gotham, so you don't have to go all around the city, and luckily East Gotham is pretty close to the swamp. So the one catch with this, though, is there are going to be enemies that you have to defeat in order to get them. So the locations are going to be found on the map. The game won't directly point you there to them, but they're pretty easy to find on the map. And so as you defeat these different enemies that try to ambush you, they will each drop a different Scarface piece. And so we're just going to keep taking out these enemies until they drop all 4 pieces. And once you gather all 4, that means you are done with that area. So now we're going to move on to the next location. So we're just going to look at the map to see where the general location is. And so we're going to fly over here, and we're going to get close. They're kind of up on these second levels, like where you have to walk up steps to get to these areas. They're not really on the ground level. And so this is the next wave of enemies. We're going to take them out. And as we take them out, they will be dropping different pieces for Scarface. We've got 2 out of 4 so far. There's 3 out of 4. What is that piece? It almost looks like paint bottles or something. And the other piece looked like glue. I'm not entirely sure what those are. And then the last set is 4 pieces of wood. And so we're going to move on over here to this left side of, or I guess it's more of the south side of East Gotham on this rooftop. And whoa, the camera got a little buggy there. And this is our next wave of enemies. So we're going to take them out, and as they get taken out, they will drop different pieces of wood. And once we gather all 4, we can then make our way back over to Scarface. So there we go. We found all 12 pieces for Scarface. Now we're going to fly on back over to the swamp, fly through this tunnel pretty quickly as Wonder Woman, and there Scarface is still waiting for us. So we're going to wave our hand in front of him. He's going to talk to us for just a little bit, and once he gets done talking, we will unlock the Ventriloquist as a playable character. Moving right along, the next side quest is called Swamp Stylin, and once again, it's going to be located near the front entrance of the swamp on the left side of the area. And so over here on the ground level, Vixen is going to be waiting for us. I'm not too familiar with this character outside of this game, but we're going to wave our hand in front of her to activate this side quest. And this is going to be one of those photography side missions. So what we have to do here is just follow her around the swamp. She's going to walk kind of slowly. Look at her just going back and forth. Finally, she's making some progress. I think her AI kind of glitched out there, but we're just going to keep following her, and every now and then there's going to be some enemies that start attacking us, so we're going to take care of them. And once we do, we'll then have to take some pictures of her with a different background piece. So you're going to notice there's going to be a green box around her, as well as a green box around the background. So once both of those are green, when you're kind of aligning the picture, if both of them are green, then you can take the picture and it'll count, and she'll move on to the next area. So now we're following her again. She's going to stop here on these rocks, and then we'll be able to pull out the camera. So to pull out the camera, you just hit the LB or L1 button, depending on what console you're playing on. We're going to take the picture with the prison there behind her, and then she will move on to the next location. Fortunately, though, she does walk pretty slow, so just bear with her as you walk across the swamp. And she goes pretty much across the entire area, so this one does take a little bit, just because the AI walks so slowly. And then, of course, they have to throw in enemies in there to slow you down as well. So as we get through here, we're kind of in this more jungle-y area. There's going to be another wave of enemies that starts attacking us. So we're going to take care of them. And I believe this is the final wave of enemies for this side quest. And so now that they're all taken care of, she's going to start walking again, and we are almost at the final picture location in front of this kind of ancient looking area here. And so once she stops, we're going to take a picture here, and this first one that I take I think doesn't count. It makes me do this one a couple different times for whatever reason, so this one's a little buggy, and once they're both aligned properly, it should count. And once you take that last picture, her real photographer will actually show up during this cutscene, but once they get done talking, you will unlock Vixen as a playable character. Next, we're switching back over to a gold brick. This one's called When Leeches Attack, and this one's going to be located pretty much right in the middle of the swamp area. So over here near the water, there's going to be this henchman, and there's going to be 3 cages nearby with leeches inside that we have to let out. So the first one's going to be inside a silver Lego object cage, so we're going to destroy that using the Joker's explosive pies. That'll be 1 out of 3. This next cage is the easiest one. You can just punch it and it'll get destroyed. Then the last one will be a gold Lego object cage, so we can switch over to a character like Superman or Heatwave to melt that down. So we're going to use Superman for this one. Melt that down, that'll be all 3 leeches. So once you do, the henchman will start talking to you, and then he will throw out a gold brick for When Leeches Attack. Next, we're doing another side quest. This one's called Snake Meter. This one's going to be located near the middle of the swamp, kind of near the front entrance of Belle Reve. It's going to be on the ground level beneath the street, and Copperhead is going to be waiting for us. So we're going to walk up to him, wave our hand to activate this side quest, and this one's going to involve us finding 5 different exotic snakes throughout the swamp area. 3 of them are going to be red, 2 of them are going to be green. So the first one's going to be located right next to where you actually talk to Copperhead, and that'll be 1 out of 5. All you have to do is just hit the B or circle button in front of the snake, and that'll count it towards the objective. The second one is going to be located just to the north of Belle Reve, next to that massive pipe. And now this third one is more to the north of the swamp area, and this one I found the trickiest to find. So the game doesn't point you directly to each of these snake locations. This has these yellow icons on the map, so you have to kind of just look in that general area until you find it. So I'm looking around this area, and it turns out it's actually on the other side of this cliff, so I keep referring back to the map, fall down the cliff, and there is the snake. So that's going to be all 3 red snakes. Now we just have a couple of green ones to find, and these are going to be located near this bridge. So underneath the bridge here, I'm going over to the yellow icon, and there it is. Tap the B or circle button on that one. That's 4 out of 5. And this next one is closer to where we talked to Copperhead on the other side of the fence, and that's going to be 5 out of 5. So now that we've gathered all 5 of those snakes, we're going to talk to Copperhead, and we will unlock him as a playable character. Next is going to be a race, and this one's called Seeing Belle Reve Through the Trees. It's going to be located on the top of Belle Reve near the front entrance, and this is going to be a flying race. So we're switching over to Superman for this one. We're going to start this race, and so for this one you have to complete it within 1 minute and 30 seconds in order to get the reward, and there's going to be 20 checkpoint rings that we need to fly through. And again, these all need to be completed within 1 minute and 30 seconds. But as with most of the races in this game, the time limit is super forgiving. Like, you have to make some major mistakes in order to not complete this within 1 minute 30 seconds. So we've already flied through 16 of the rings, 18, 19, and 20, done within about 40 seconds there. And we will unlock Killer Frost Ice Car as a playable vehicle. And the last thing we're going to do here in the swamp is called Katana Combat, and this is going to be a boss fight located on top of the Belle Reve prison. So we're going to fly over here to where this basketball court is, and once you land in there, that should automatically activate the boss fight. And as with all of these boss fights, I do recommend using a character like Superman, just because he is invincible, so she actually won't be able to do any damage to you. So it's just a matter of punching her over and over again until she's defeated. Now, every now and then she will be invincible. It's mainly when she does that kind of like cartwheel move where she just keeps toppling around and you can't really do any damage. All you have to do is just avoid her until she gets done. So right now she just has a little bit of health left, so I'm just avoiding her, waiting for her to get done with this attack. And once she does, we'll punch her a couple more times. A picture will be taken, and you will unlock Katana as a playable character. So guys, that's going to do it for all of the collectibles and side quests in the swamp and LEGO DC Supervillains. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike it if not. Subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.